I'm going to show you guys how I made $25,000 of this single trade. It was taking longs on the pound against the dollar on Friday. So let's get right into it. As you guys know, there's two concepts that I trade. The 5-minute strategy with the power of 3. The power of 3 is something that I talk about on many of my YouTube videos. So make sure to watch the previous ones to understand how we trade the power of 3. If you're interested in understanding how to trade the 5-minute strategy, I teach that to only the members at ZMC and BMO. So click the link down below to join the academy. Anyways, let's get right into this breakdown. So as you guys can see, London opened and it took out the Asian low. As you guys know, when trading the power of 3, we expect price to take out the Asian low and the Asian high, as we believe that the Asian range holds liquidity on both sides of its range. So now that London opened and it took out the Asian low, we expect price to continue to the upside to take out the Asian high. And as you guys can see, as soon as the lows were taken, we waited for price to break bullish against the first hour's range during the London Open. So as you guys can see, this was the first hour range that was formed, and price ended up breaking bullish outside of this range. Now that we've had that confirmation that price is willing to move over to the upside, that is when we started to look for areas to buy up from. That's when I identified this level of demand right over here, which we waited for price to mitigate and show some willingness to bounce off of that level. As soon as we got that confirmation, that's when I identified this continuation right over here. We have this very nice level of demand, which is a continuation. As you guys can see, we got that rally base rally. As soon as we had that, that is when I went ahead and entered my buy position with my stops right here and my take profit at the Asian high. Okay, so that's all there was to this trade. Now if I continue to play price, you guys can see we ended up getting mitigated at this point. As soon as we had a 2-candle rejection over to the upside, that's when I scaled in another position with my stop at the wick low and my take profit also resting at the Asian high.
Are you looking for a reliable prop firm that you can trust? At Titan Capital Markets, we offer up to $200,000 in funding with up to 95% profit share and a Discord community of over 5,000 like-minded traders. Within this community, we host free webinars teaching you guys profitable strategies, teaching you guys fundamentals, and helping you master your own emotions and mastering your overall psychology. So what are you waiting for? Join our team at Titan Capital Markets and get 40% off all our challenges. Click the link down below and I look forward to having you trade alongside us.
So that's how I managed to scale more positions into this trade. And if we just continue to play price, you guys can see price ended up rallying for almost a 1 to 2 off of our initial point. Now, I want you guys to pay attention. Notice how as price continued over to the upside, we had that minor pullback and that continuation. As soon as we had this minor pullback, that's when I went ahead and moved my stop loss into this low. So my stop loss was now resting in profit for a 1 to 2.5 R in total. I had around 10K exposed on this trade. So we were anticipating for price to come into the Asian high. So for me to manage my risk and to manage the trade efficiently, I made sure to trail my stops into areas where price shouldn't breach. And if price was to breach that level, it's most likely going to reverse and continue in the opposing direction that I want price to go. So my idea was if price was to breach this low that was formed, is most likely going to continue over to the downside. Now let's continue to play price and see exactly what happens. As you guys can see, price ended up dropping, taking me out at these lows. Therefore, I ended up closing this trade for a total of, well, the first position was a 1.5 and the second position was also about a 1.5. All in all, I ended up making about 25K on this trade. And if we continue to play price, you guys can see we had a complete reversal where if I was to hold the position, I would have been taken out of both my entries. And that goes to show that sometimes your trade doesn't always have to play out 100% of the time. You don't always have to be right. It's about how you manage your trade, and how you manage your trade determines your overall profitability in the markets. So make sure you understand how to manage your position. Make sure you understand how to manage risk, and make sure you understand when it's right for you to trail your stop loss into profit, as that will avoid you from taking many losses. So for instance, if I was to keep my stop losses in place, I would have ended up losing on both these positions, because if we continue to play price, you guys can see it ended up liquidating both trades. Price didn't end up hitting TP after, it ended up coming into 50% of my take profit. So it doesn't make sense for me not to trail my stop loss as soon as a low is formed. As soon as I saw this wick low formed, I trailed my stop loss there, as I believe if price was to take out this low, it will end up reversing and continuing to the downside. So that's all there was to this trade. Very simple price action, very textbook setup. It didn't play out 100% the way I wanted it to, but we were still able to capitalize $25,000. And that's all there was to this video. I hope you guys gained some immense value from this breakdown. And if you guys want more of these type of videos, comment down below and I'll be sure to do more trade breakdowns.